What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with an unboxing video. I did receive over the course of 2 or 3 shipments some items back from Collector Archive Services, and they are all vintage Kenner Star Wars figures, as well as 2 or 3 bootlegs that I wanted to go through. Lots of really good items. I also am going to show a few other items that I just haven't had a chance to show on the channel yet that are somewhat related. And we're going to start off with some baggies. And right here, I've got the 3 Death Star droid items that are loose graded in my collection. Obviously, I've got some mint on cards as well, but we've already shown this on the channel. This is the Poppy Japanese Death Star droid that I picked up from Hakes a few months back. I also have this baggie that I've had in my collection. This is graded 80+, and this is the ESB-A baggie, and I picked that one up from Rogue 5 Toys on Facebook and got it graded myself. And then here is an AFA 85 loose graded Death Star droid. So I did pick up on eBay an ungraded baggie, another baggie. This is the SWD baggie. All of the SWD baggies are heat sealed. They're not the hard, kind of really crunchy packaging. They're more like the soft baggie, and they say made in Hong Kong in black letters there. So I think I've got 1 or 2 others, maybe the Han Solo First 12 and maybe 1 other, I can't remember, but this is one I did pick up on eBay from that seller, Villains. Yeah, he always has a lot of nice baggies, and this is one of them I picked up probably 3 or 4 months ago, and it was graded by AFA here recently, and as you can see there on the label, baggy style SWD, and this one also got an 80+. So, you know, it's just another kind of addition to my Death Star droid run to go along with my mint on cards, and they look pretty great there. And then I have one other mail away item that also just arrived back, and that is the very large Admiral Akbar. So this is what you saw on the backs of the, or on the fronts, excuse me, and the backs of the 48 back B and C Empire Strikes Back card backs. One of my favorite cards from the vintage Kenner run. It's got that big bright Revenge of the Jedi logo on there, and so this is the mail away for the Admiral Akbar. This is another item I picked up ungraded on eBay, and I got a pretty good deal on it. And here is the baggie and the box. Oliver Holcomb, you are forever encased in carbonite and in the Action Figure Grader collection. So pretty cool looking display here. It's absolutely massive, and it's got this you know, kind of insert here that says Admiral Akbar from Star Wars Revenge of the Jedi. The Star Wars saga continues with the next chapter, and Admiral Akbar is the commander of the Mon Calamari, an ally to the Rebel Alliance. Admiral Akbar plays a major role in fierce space battles against the forces of Darth Vader. So very, very cool. And then it includes this Star Wars collection catalog as well. So baggie is in absolutely impeccable shape. As you can see, just gorgeous. All the writing and everything is in really great shape. And here is the label on this one, if I can get it to focus here. Let's see. Admiral Akbar mail away promotion, ESB-D baggie. The box got an 80, the wrapper got an 85, figure got a 90 for an 80+ overall. So very, very large display there, but looks awfully great. And just kind of another baggie to add. I kind of went on a baggie run earlier this year and just wanted to add a few more to the collection. I don't have a lot of them, but we've obviously covered them at length in market updates here recently. So I'm going to pause it right here and show you a few other loose graded items and bootlegs. Here we have my Luke Skywalker Farm Boy bootlegs that I've already had in my collection. I've got 3 different unarticulated 1980s Polish bootlegs, and then I have my fully articulated Hungarian bootleg Luke Skywalker. So very cool to have those 4 in the collection already. And on the Facebook bootleg group, I saw another Luke Farm Boy Polish bootleg for sale. And this is that one. And I was not expecting a high grade on it, but I thought the price was pretty fair on it. He's got kind of black boots and belt. Very reminiscent of the vintage Kenner figure, but it was another kind of color combination that I didn't have. This one came back with the whopping grade of a 40, and you know, for these bootlegs, they just, especially these Luke bootlegs, they're not usually in very good condition. And here it is right here. You can kind of see a lot of wear to the actual rubber that this figure was made with. So these were made in Poland during the Cold War, and Polish children were able to pick these up in stores just because the licensed figures were not available during the Cold War. So you can see a lot of wear and kind of structural damage to the rubber bootleg there. But anyway, the Luke Farm Boys are definitely one of the coolest ones, and you can kind of see the different run I've got going now. I've got kind of a blue denim pant leg with blonde hair. I've got this new one with the black boots. This one has kind of a gold, very reminiscent of the Kenner figure, again, gold finish for the pants, and then the very off-the-wall emo Luke that looks like he's been shopping at Hot Topic. Silver boots with kind of a blue tunic and black hair. So that's just another kind of Polish bootleg Luke Farm Boy for the collection, and very happy to have that one. And I think the gentleman who sold it to me was Lucas. So thank you for the Luke Farm Boy. And I did pick up, I go on these weird runs, and one of the Polish bootlegs that I did not have was a Princess Leia. And in very rapid succession, two of them got listed. One of them by Aaron, and I can't remember the other gentleman who sold me the other Polish Leia, but I did pick up two of them. This one has kind of a pale face, but both of these are third generation from the 1990s, mid 1990s. And this, Leia is a very nice kind of man hands kind of version of Leia, but it's one I kind of needed in my collection just to kind of round out the Polish characters. Some of the early first generations are very, very expensive. They do come with capes. Neither one of mine do have capes, but this one again has kind of the pale features, and this is labeled a 1990s third generation AT driver limbs. So these arms are reminiscent of the AT driver bootleg, and just kind of an interesting kind of piece of history. And the other one I picked up was this one. That she has kind of a flesh face, as you can see there. And this one got an 85 plus. So articulated bootleg Princess Leia, third generation from the 1990s. The third generation was like 1994, 1995-ish. The second gens were kind of early 1990s, 1991. And then obviously the first gens came in the mid 1980s. But very cool to have two Princess Leia bootlegs to add to the Polish run. And then the last loose graded figure before we dig into some of the really big items. I want to say thank you to Michael A., a Patreon supporter. He sent me this one in a trade. This was a Taiwan Chewbacca. This is one of the countries of origin that I did not have, and I was expecting about an 80 on this one, and that's what it got, 80 Taiwan 1977 Chewbacca. So very cool to add that one, and thank you again to Michael. I traded him. I can't remember. I think it was a vintage collection graded figure. And, it was just kind of a nice trade because I had two of them, and I thought that, it'd be nice to have a Taiwan variant to add to the collection. So thank you again, Michael, for that. Let's pause it right here, and then I'm going to show you the last two really big items that I picked up here recently. One of them I had graded by CAS, and one of them was from a collecting buddy. Maybe a year or so ago, I did pick up this mint and sealed package die-cast Millennium Falcon, still in the original kind of box, and this is one I picked up already graded on eBay. This is a CAS 80 die-cast Millennium Falcon. It's a beautiful item, and I did pick up on eBay another mint and sealed box die-cast, and this is it right here. This is the Imperial Cruiser. So I went ahead and sent this one in to be graded, and it turned out really nice. It's a beautiful item. I actually do have one of these being loose graded right now with CAS as well. That probably won't be done until next year. But I don't know what possessed me, but I decided to go ahead and get one of these mint and sealed package as well. And I actually do have this one for sale on Rogue 5 Toys. So you can go to Rogue 5 Toys on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Rogue 5 Toys, I think. And so this is one I did get back, and it came back graded. It's a beautiful clear blister mint and sealed box die-cast Imperial Cruiser. And this one, here's the bottom of the packaging there. So very cool. Die-cast metal, high impact plastic, and just a great presentation. Here is the grade on it. It came back with an overall 70. The box got an 80. The window got a 70. And the figure or the actual die-cast got a 90 for an overall 70. So I guess the 70 for the blister score or the window score was enough to lower it. I'm guessing it's because of There's a slight crease that you can kind of see right here. Sorry about the reflection, but there's a slight crease as part of the window that I assume is what brought the score down just a little bit. But it looks great. I love the kind of 3D effect of how these were packaged originally. It's just kind of an interesting presentation. Here's the other side of it. You can see where it's got the Imperial Cruiser from the back side there. And then on the back, it kind of shows you all of the other kind of die-cast in the series at the time. You had the Imperial Cruiser, the Y-Wing, which I do have being loose graded right now. The Millennium Falcon, obviously, they switched it to no longer have a red radar dish and a red cannon. That was actually switched for the final version. So this is kind of like a prototype photo, if you will. And then you have the original first Series 1 with the X-Wing fighter, land speeder, Darth Vader's TIE fighter, and the Imperial TIE fighter. And then obviously Series 3 included the Snow Speeder, the Slave One, and the Cloud Car. So very cool. And one of the cool features of this diecast is that the Tantive 4 was slid inside of the bottom of the Imperial Cruiser, just like in the original Star Wars film where the Tantive 4 was captured by Darth Vader early on in the film. So just kind of a cool little piece. This little piece can be very expensive on the secondary market. It can go for like 50 or 70 bucks by itself because it's often lost. So very, very cool to add that one. These just take up a lot of space is the only negative, so I'm probably going to end up selling both of these. But I do have, at least right now, the Imperial Cruiser for sale on Facebook on Rogue 5 Toys. I think it's like $6.50 or so. Don't quote me on that. Just whatever it's listed for on Facebook. So if you have any interest, you can go check out more of the photos there. But very, very cool. And then finally, I had an item that I actually purchased back in January. But the seller, David S., who's a good buddy of mine and a Patreon supporter, I've known him for a long time. He's just a fantastic dude. And at a gentleman's price, he sold me this gorgeous tri-logo unpunched R2-D2 sensor scope, and it is graded straight 85s with CAS. This was already graded when I purchased it from David. The card got an 85, blister 85, figure 85 for a straight overall 85. Absolutely stunning item. And David, you did not need to sell it to me at the price you did, so I really appreciate it. He was originally going to be planning to come to ICCC in May. And that fell through. So I told him just to hold on to it, and when I see you in May, I'll grab it. So I paid him in like January or February, and when he decided not to be able to come, or he had a scheduling conflict, he did go ahead and ship it to me, and it arrived in perfect condition. And this is certainly an amazing example of the tri-logo R2-D2 sensor scopes, just in pretty flawless condition. The blister has those etched edges, which you often see on a lot of these tri-logos. And truly a stunning example. And here's the back of the card, just a very standard tri-logo back to it. But this one arrived actually right around the same time as the rest of these items back from CAS. So I wanted to go ahead and show that, since I hadn't had a chance to show it on the channel yet, since it was another CAS graded item. I thought it made a lot of sense to go ahead and pull it out and show you guys everything. But just a pretty incredible batch here. And I do have a slideshow going at the end of this video in case you want to look at the grading labels in more detail. And I just want to say thanks for those of you for watching, and I promise to be back soon.